Hello, everyone. How's everything going? How are you all today? Um, I don't know if some of our places are not going live. So let's see. I'm sorry. I have to hit go live on all of these. I don't know if I'm live here with y'all or not. So hopefully I'm live. There are errors occurring. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully I'm live. Let me check, actually. I know I'm live on YouTube, so if you're on YouTube, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see if I'm live on Facebook or not. We're having some issues on Facebook, it looks like, today. Luckily, I'm right at my computer, and we can check this out. Maybe. If my computer's not having issues today. Don't have computer issues, computer. Hello, how's everyone? Sorry. Issues with Facebook. Don't know why. Let's see what's going on here. No, not streaming on Facebook. Well, I'm out there on YouTube at least. We're going to keep trying on Facebook. Hopefully it starts to work soon. Let's see if we're at least streaming. No, we're not streaming anywhere. Hello, Marianne. I hope you're doing well. We're having issues with Facebook today. Surprise, surprise. Oh, it looks like we're streaming on some of our Facebook pages. Let's see. Of course, we can't stream on our own on our own page. Let's just there. I think we're working now. I think we're working. Let's see. Zakia, I want to say. If I'm mispronouncing that, I'm sorry. Hello, thank you for joining us. Sandra, hello. Maria, hello. So I think we're streaming everywhere now. There was a glitch on Facebook apparently that would not allow us to stream. I see I am now on Facebook. So Sandra says you've been banned. I wouldn't doubt it sometimes, right? Let's hope not, though. At least not everywhere that we are on Facebook and on all of our pages. So yeah, how's it going for you all? That's what I want to ask today, because here, I don't know where the day is going. I have no idea what's happening to the day. It's been crazy. We are preparing for Tucson. And if you don't know what Tucson is in the bead world where we are, it is the biggest congregation of shows for beads and gemstones, anywhere from African beads to Indonesian beads to beads anywhere in the world, all the way, to crazy expensive diamonds and really, really high-end stuff where you need background checks and people walk around with handcuffed briefcases and all that fancy stuff. We don't go to those shows. We're not at that level. I don't think we really want to be at that level. It's not just I don't think that's as fun. I think what we do is more fun. When you get into that high-end stuff, you got all that stuff to worry about. I don't think that's as much fun. Zach, you said, I heard it from JTV. Good, awesome. Susie is with us. Let's see, if I remember, your name is Linda, Gamnet Lane, Wearable Art Jewelry. Linda, is that right? I think I got that from the comments watching on Andrew's video. And Suzanne is with us. Hello, everybody. So first off, since we're having some issues on Facebook and people may not be getting notification stuff, please, if you're on Facebook, hit that share button and share for us. YouTube has had no problem, so we're streaming fine on YouTube. So yeah, we are in full, maxed out mode, trying to prepare for Tucson and get enough stuff to put on the table to sell at Tucson. Our laser has been going like crazy. Knock on wood, it's working. We just got wood supplies for the laser, so we're going to be able to start cutting even more pendants for Tucson and also start getting caught up on some of your orders that you placed during the TGBE. So that's great. We were waiting for more supplies to come in because we had gone through all the supplies we had, and now we're making more. And luckily they came very quickly, so that's good. We're making enamel pendants. I've been doing a lot of enameling, mostly in the evenings. I meant to get over there earlier today, but we had some errands to run today. I had to get pellets for the pellet stove at Star Cottage Studio. We're also streaming from the Star Cottage Studio Facebook page. So if you're coming to us from there, thank you. Star Cottage Studio, if you don't know, is where a lot of the magic happens. It's our jewelry studio. It's also our bead room. So all of your bead mixes and the kits come out of Star Cottage Studio now. It's also our shipping department. So all of your orders are shipped now from Star Cottage Studio instead of the back of our store. The back of our store is still a mess, and I got to work on that. Probably once Andrew gets off to Tucson, we're going to start renovating a little bit the back of the store, since we'll have some more kind of time to kind of think about that. So it's been crazy right now. But we started thinking about some things, and we said, hey, a lot of our people want to go to Tucson to get great things, but they can't. They can't make it. They're not going to be able to be there. So what we've done, we've created a new product in the online store called Desert Discoveries. You know we love alliteration here at Allegory Gallery. So Desert Discoveries, and we price these. There are a lot of different price ranges. They start at $35, they go up to $1,000. If $1,000 is not enough for you, you can put $2,000 items in your cart. What this is it's a pre-sale, obviously, because we're not in Tucson yet. But you can order these, and you can pick your dollar amount. There's a drop-down list, and you pick what dollar amount you want. You send that to us, you pay for it. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that money to purchase you things in Tucson for that dollar value. So we're going to get you good stuff. We have been going to Tucson for over 20 years. That's longer than we had the store. Andrew used to be in Tucson even before we started a store. And we have a very good reputation with merchants in Tucson, and we are a reputable merchant ourselves there. So we have many, many connections with people that you may not, even if you're going, you may not have those kind of connections to be able to get good stuff at these prices. So we are doing a pre-sale. $35, it's like $35, $55, $75, $105. It goes all the way up to $1,000. Now, this is the kind of maybe catch. Sandra says, I missed the drop down. See, I tried to put that in all the talk so people wouldn't miss that. Yes, there is a drop down, so you can drop it down. We didn't want to just stop at $35 because we know some of you aren't going to Tucson and you like the good stuff. Now, we cannot tailor these packages to everybody's individual desires. So you just have to trust us that we're going to get you some good, beautiful things. Now, there is a catch, kind of. It's a good catch, though. If you pick the $750 package or the $1,000 package, you can have input on what you're getting, because you'll be getting probably a lot of stuff. Or maybe you want something that's like $1,000 where, like you want something big, one good high-end something. So we want you to be able to decide whether you want a lot of smaller things, if you want just a few nice things, or if you want like one really nice thing. The reason we can't tailor everybody's is because we've done this in the past. It's a lot of fun, as Andrew said on here. We've done variations of this type of sale. It's always fun. People love it, especially people who cannot go to Tucson. And even if you're going, it might be a good deal for you, because we can get deals that maybe you can't, because we've known vendors for over 20 years. So we think it's great, but the reason we can't tailor everything is because our shopping days, the days that we are not actually doing our shows, it's very few and far between. So we have to be able to shop for the store, and we're going to be able to be shopping for you. But if we had input from everyone, we might be running around like crazy to all different places, and we just don't have that time. We wish we could do personal shopping for everybody, But if you do choose the $750 or the $1,000, we will be in touch with you. We'll send you an email about your order, and we can talk about what exactly you're looking for. You can't have like, it's still not going to be like, I want one strand of this, one strand of this, one strand. It's not going to be like that, but you're going to have more options. You're going to be able to let us know if you want like one really nice thing, if that's what you're looking for, or if you want a lot of smaller things, and we'll give you some other options. So that's I think it's going to be a good deal for everybody. And this is money that we are using to shop for you. So we're still trying to make our own money to do shopping for the store. But the nice thing about this is if you do buy a Desert Discoveries package, even at $35 all the way up to $1,000 or more of them, that also gives you a ticket to our virtual event. When we come back from Tucson, we often hold a virtual event that the people in that virtual event are the ones who get first dibs on every single thing we bring back. So we hold a virtual event. Your ticket to that event is the Tucson or the Desert Discoveries package of any dollar value. So what happens is you buy, say, let's just say the $35 value Desert Discovery package. We will buy you something worth $35 retail and bring it back for you. Something or some things, whatever we find. And you'll get a surprise package. We'll ship that out when we get back. These will ship probably mid to late February because we have to get back and get things organized. But then we will hold the Tucson virtual event, and we will be sending out links for you to be able to get into that virtual event. It's usually on Facebook. Now, here's the other thing. The Tucson virtual event may go on while Andrew is still in Tucson. So you're going to get exclusive entrance into this event before we even bring things back. Some of the things that we buy there and put in this virtual event may not even be available for sale when Andrew gets back to Pennsylvania, because we'll have already sold it to the people who purchased these Desert Discovery packages. So it's kind of a lot, everybody. You're getting a really good deal no matter what package value. And we started at $35. We want to make sure it's available to almost everyone. We like you to be able to afford things. We want to make everything affordable as much as we can. We just can't go much lower than $35 because, it's hard to shop for a lot less than that when you're doing kind of personal shopping. It's not quite personal shopping, but it's like one step removed from personal shopping. So it has to be worth it to us, and we want it to be worth it to you when you actually get something. So I think this is a really good deal. It's going to be a good deal. I think it's really good. Sandra says, if we buy a pre-sale, can we get only gemstones? You can tell us what you want, again, at the $750 and $1,000 range. Other than that, we cannot guarantee that you're going to get exactly what you want. If you get up to that range, then yes, we'll be happy to do that. If you want just gemstones, you can let us know maybe an assortment of gemstones you're looking for. Like I said, how high quality you want those, because $1,000 retail value, that's a nice gemstone strand. That's a nice 5 gemstone strands. That's a really nice even 10 gemstone strands, right? So, or maybe you want 50 lower quality gemstone strands. So you'll have more input at the $750 or $1,000 range. Up to that point, we wish we could do more. But like I said, it's really hard because it will turn into personal shopping. And Andrew said, last time we ran all over Tucson to hunt for one Tree of Life pendant carved in stone in green. Cynthia was not pleased, especially since it was super cold. Yeah, so we did this, and we offered more personalized shopping at lower dollar amounts before. It was a very hard time. It was a very hard time. So we can't do that for the lower end, unfortunately, but you'll still get good stuff. We pick out good stuff all the time, and you'll get entrance to that discount. It's not discount, but into that virtual experience, that virtual show that we're going to have. And like I said, Andrew may still be in Tucson picking things out, throwing them in that virtual group. And you can grab them right there, and you can get them before, you can claim them before they even come back. Now, let's not confuse the two either. I don't want anyone confused on any of this. I know there's a lot of details. We tried to put most of the details in our Facebook posts and our Google posts, and in our blog. We wrote a blog post about this. So the virtual show and the money you spend for the discoveries, the desert discoveries, is separate. Okay. The discovery money gets you the ticket to the virtual show, but you don't spend your money that you've given us in the virtual show. That will be above and beyond anything. So if you buy a $750 Desert Discoveries package, we're going to pick you out $750 retail value of stuff, and then you get entrance to the virtual show where you can decide if you want to buy more, all right, of things that we're picking out for the store. So that's how it works. They don't cross, other than one is the entrance to the other. Okay, let me scroll back here and see if there are any questions that people have. Good, people are getting the Facebook notifications. I see that. Thank you. Susie says, I've heard horror stories about those high-end gemstones and vendors getting robbed wherever they are. People can get robbed in parking lots. People can get robbed in hotels. It can get dicey. So, that's one of the reasons why, like, we've always talked about having like Allegory gallery signs on our cars, for advertising. Wherever we go, we could advertise, but it's dangerous, especially when you're going to shows and stuff like that. So we don't do that. Let's see here. Marianne says, so tempting, right? Suzanne says, I know. Sandra, I missed the drop down. Please get that drop down. Hit that drop down, because there's a lot of other options in there. You can throw like 6 of the $35 in your cart if you want to. That's a possibility too. But we're still just going to spend that same. It doesn't give you 6 virtual tickets. You can't give them out to your friends. Your friends have to buy, because it's just easier for us to track that way. But yeah, you can do it that way too. Vanessa says, hi, William. I'm curious about this. There is a drop down. I took a look. Good. Maybe that's good that it's working, because sometimes, Marianne says, even more tempting. That virtual event makes it even more tempting, right? Because you get entrance into that. And then, of course, what doesn't sell in that virtual event is what Andrew will bring back, and we will take pictures of and show in our lives once it gets back to the store and get in the online store. But you are going to get first dibs before anyone else gets to see it. It's going to be a private group, probably on Facebook. We're going to give you a link to get into it, or your email will be added so that you can get into it. We'll figure it out. We've done this before. I just can't remember how we do it. But you will get added, and you will be able to get into that virtual event. And anytime Andrew posts something, you can take a look, and you can choose to buy it if you want to, and it'll be reserved for you that way. Suzanne, good question. How long do we have to decide? You do have to purchase these before, let's say before Andrew gets to Tucson. And his show setup starts on the 27th. So let's say that you have until the 25th. The 25th. After the 25th, I'm going to take away the Desert Discoveries option in the online store, unless Andrew tells me to extend it, because I don't remember his shopping days. So Andrew can tell me here in the comments if we'll extend that. But I'm going to say around the 25th, somewhere in there. Let's see here. Vanessa says, your items in this store are quality. I would be excited to see what you pick out, right? We're excited to see what we can pick out too. That is so far and exciting. Good. I'm glad, Sandra. I'm glad. Julie says, it's nice that you're offering multiple levels. Oh, that is so fair and exciting. Good. Yeah, Julie, we always try our best to include as many people as possible. And Tucson makes it fairly easy because we do have those contacts. So buying something for, oh, my Siri was talking. I thought my watch was talking to it. We have a lot of contacts, and we get pretty good pricing. So even at the $35 retail range, so you're getting $35 worth retail, we can usually get some pretty nice stuff for that. It's not going to be the same as if you buy a $750 package, or it might be if you choose to buy, you want a ton of stuff, a ton of strands for $750, then you might get the $35 retail strands and just get a bunch of them. That's up to you at that rate, at that package size, you get to decide. But yeah, so we always like to include as many people as we can. Of course, the higher you pay, the better quality or the more you can get. So again, that depends on what you like to use your stones for, or your beads. And like I said, this is going to be an assortment of stuff. We have a lot of vendors. We have African vendors. We have vendors that do gemstones. We have vendors that do cabochons. You never know what we're going to bring back for you. But we'll try and make it nice. We'll always make it nice. Hello, Susan from Modesto, California. Thank you for joining us today, Susan. We like to see new people here. Again, please, we had some problems on Facebook. Please hit the share button if you're on Facebook and share this with your friends. If you're on YouTube, please consider sharing too, giving us a thumbs up and subscribing if you like wonderful gemstones and all the demos and stuff that we do. I think we give you a lot of value for even nothing. You can watch us and you get value for nothing. Even if you don't pay to buy anything, we're just happy to have you here and in our community. We know not everyone can afford everything. Andrew and I both grew up pretty, low on means. So I was lucky to be spoiled by my grandparents and aunt once in a while, but my mom was pretty much a single mother and we did not have a lot. To this day, she's like, I wish I could have given you more. I wish I could have given you, but we had a good upbringing. She made it good for us even when we didn't have a lot. And so it's very important to both Andrew and I that we have things at every level for everybody. And even if you can't support us monetarily, sharing, commenting, subscribing, those are all things that help our channel and help get views and help let other people know who might be able to support us that way and keep all this stuff going. So we appreciate it. Andrew says, I know there are a couple of other people who are doing Tucson boxes. The nice thing is that everyone has a different eye. So even if you get a different box from someone else, it'll most likely be different things, right? Yeah. And you kind of, if you've been with us for any amount of time, you kind of know our style, right? And the things that we gravitate toward. And that's why you follow us and that's why you purchase from us. So it's going to be more of the good stuff that we do too, right? Oops, everything jumped. Sandra says, when does the pre-sale close? I hope I kind of answered that. And we'll see. I don't know if Andrew, I'm not far enough in the comments to know if Andrew said a definite close date. But around the 25th, 26th is when Andrew's going to be in Tucson. He's going to get there. I don't know when he's going to start his shopping or have to end his shopping or want to end these pre-sales. So we will keep you updated on our community page here, the community tab on YouTube, and also on our Facebook timeline. We'll keep you all updated if that date changes. Andrew says, plus I always do giveaways and offer specials and sell pricing. Yeah, in that virtual sell group, Andrew loves a giveaway and sell prices. So stay tuned. Get those good things, the Desert Discoveries package, so you can get into that virtual event. Sandra says Andrew is going to be busy, right? He is. Andrew says, I will say that if we get more people, we'll get better prices. Yes, the more spending power we have, the more money that all of you send in, even if it's $35 each. We have 8,000 followers. If you all bought one of these, everybody who follows us on Facebook, if you all bought one of these, we would be able to get you awesome deals, like crazy awesome deals. Now, I know that's not going to happen, but it just goes to say and goes to show that the more money that we have to spend in Tucson for all of these Desert Discovery things, the better Andrew can bargain, right? So get one if you're thinking about it. Carmen says, this sounds exciting. Look forward to participating. Thank you. If you want to get this, the link is in this video description. I already put it in there. You can go to our website. If you go down past all the collection categories, the very first thing is the Desert Discoveries. Use the drop-down list. There's a drop-down list that tells you, or drop down, you can pick different package amounts. All right, pick different package amounts for the drop down list. Let's see here. Susan's hint, hint. I love praseolite, especially faceted praseolite. Yeah, I mean, you can give hints, and you can put hints in the notes in your order, but I will say that you can hint all you want. We're not guaranteeing anything unless you have that $750 or $1,000 package. Then we will get in touch with you. We'll send you an email about your order, and we'll ask you for some more details about what you're looking for. Other than that, any hints can go in the comments for the orders when you place the order for the Desert Discoveries, but we cannot guarantee anything. Okay, just I want that to be very clear, because I don't want anyone coming back and saying, "Well, I said I wanted lemon quartz and I didn't get any in my package." We're not going to guarantee anything. Unless you get up to those higher end packages, and then we can talk, because if you're spending that kind of money, you're spending it definitely for a business type thing probably, or maybe you just are a personal maker and you want something really specific or really nice. All right, let's see here. Whoops, let's see here. Cecilia watching from Vegas, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate that. Marion says, your mom seems to be good to you guys now. My mom has always been good to us. My mom is a very good person, and she sacrificed a ton so that we didn't have to as kids. And now being an adult and knowing how hard life is just regularly, and not having a spouse who is a drug addict and alcoholic, and spending all of your money on that come the paycheck and it's gone in a weekend, that was the kind of life. And so, yeah, my mom's good. My mom's good. I can't say anything bad about my mom. So yeah, but my dad's better now. Things are better. We're good. Everybody, the whole family's kind of worked a lot of that out. He's been there when my grandmother got sick and she couldn't necessarily be alone completely. My dad spent months and months, if not years, with my grandmother, living with her to make sure that she was okay. And that was my mom's mom, not his own mom. So things are good, but yeah, my mom sacrificed a lot, and we grew up without a lot, but my grandparents spoiled us. Shopping for school was actually fun because my grandmother took us on spending sprees. It was really nice. And my aunt helped me get my first computer. I'm sure other people pitched in, but so we were lucky. We were very lucky. I think Andrew had a harder time growing up. But yeah, we both grew up without a lot. And I worked very early. I started working at 14, which was the earliest we could work. Limited hours, but after school at 14. And I've worked every year since. And anything I wanted that it was like too much, I got for myself, for the most part, unless it was like a computer when I needed one. Anyway, Vanessa said, that is what I was wondering. Several boxes are being offered by different sellers, and I've never made a box purchase from the Tucson event before. Yeah, they're all going to be different. Everybody has a different eye. Everybody has a different style. But if you've been following us for any amount of time, you look through our website, you kind of see the things that we gravitate toward. I will say that generally, some of the pillars of our store have always been check glass, have always been gemstones, nice quality gemstones for a good price. Ethnographic, like beads from all over the world, from Africa, from Indonesia, different parts of the world, different kinds of things. We like those kind of things with stories, usually handmade by somebody. Those are kind of the main things that you're going to see from us most of the time, and that's what our website generally is. But you also know that we are not going to go to vendors in Tucson and pick up stuff that we've already kind of pre-ordered. I know there are bigger companies that can make these pre-orders and they just go and pick up stuff. We hand select every single thing we buy. When we're in Tucson, we might look at a whole hank, which is 10 to 12 strands of something, and Andrew may pick 3 of them because they're the best quality strands on there. We're not taking the whole thing because they're not good enough sometimes. So that's the kind of shopping we do. It's very careful, it's very curated, it's very hands-on. And so you are going to get hand-selected things. And that's the thing I always say about our products. If we wouldn't use them in our jewelry, because we make jewelry too, if we wouldn't use them, we're not sending them out to you. Now, not everything we sell is our style, and that's not what I mean, but I mean the quality of it. If it's not good enough quality to put in our stuff, there's no way we're going to try and, pan it off on you. We wouldn't do that. Julie says, smart to pre-sale. Hey, it's one of those things. We know y'all want good stuff, and this is going to help you get some good stuff. It's going to help us get some extra good stuff for the store in addition to what we're already planning. Andrew says, like pennies on the dollar kind of pricing. Yeah, if we get enough money. Andrew says, I know a collection for sale. It's 20 grand, but it's a U-Haul full of stuff. So Andrew has connections, depending on the kind of money that comes together for this Desert Discovery stuff. We can get sometimes pennies on the dollar pricing. So, if it's good stuff, it's good stuff. And that our markup is not big. So you're getting a good deal for your money. Some people have giant markups and they mark it up like 8-10 times. And that means your money doesn't stretch as far, right? So for example, like if you were to buy an $80 package from us and somebody marks that up 8 times or 10 times, they're spending $8 for you to give you an $80 thing. We don't do that. We don't do anything close to that. So you're going to get a good deal for the money you spend with us, or give us to spend. Really, you're just giving us money to spend. That's what you're doing. Mary Ann says, I probably say preferably nothing pink. Again, you can put the notes in the orders, but we can't guarantee anything as we're packing those packages together. Julie says, you also don't know what you're going to find, so it's hard to guarantee anything. Yes, that's the thing. We never know. We know we'll find great things because we always do, and we have great vendors. But, until you get to Tucson, Tucson is a wonderful place if you want to see what's happening in the bead world, because you will start to see the same kind of things, maybe the same cut. This year everyone has this cut. This is different. Or everyone is working with this gemstone. This is the big gemstone now. You will really start to see that when you're there. And Andrew is very good at tuning in on that and kind of seeing the trends that are there and kind of making sure that you are in trend when we bring things back. Andrew says, this is true. You can want XYZ, but depending on what's available, you might not be able to find it. Exactly. Let's see here. Hello, Harry. Thanks for tuning in. Helen says, I love surprises too. Good. Faceted gemstones, right? Let's see here. Whiskey Centurion, says Helen, right? Nice. Let's see here. Whoops. Comment skipped. Let me jump back. Where are we? Hello, Bonnie. Thank you for tuning in. I'm finally getting to your comment here. Cecilia said, I just ordered the kit. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's called Desert Discoveries. It's at allegorygallery.com. We have that right across the top. Now, I don't have to put it down here anymore. It's right there. You can find us on social media here, Allegory Gallery, at Allegory Gallery. Go follow us everywhere. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Mastodon, which we haven't done much there yet, but we're there. Who knows if that's going to go anywhere. We're on a few other places. So if you search Allegory Gallery, hopefully you'll find us. If we got there before someone stole our name there. Hello, Sharon. Thank you for tuning in from Florida. Andrew says, when we got started in the industry, Naomi Belkin took me around and showed me how to grade stones. One of my dear friends was an antique dealer, and she showed me how to shop shows. Andrew got a good introduction to shopping, so he is good at finding good deals. Vanessa says, you mean you're not going to take pictures of each item first and ask it? No, we are not going to do that. I like your LOL at least on that one. Teresa says, so will the lower price boxes be just as good, just less items? It depends. You know, our stuff's always good. So if you look at for example, $35, look at what you can get on our website for $35. You'll get a kind of an idea of what you might get. Now, this again depends. If we get a lot of sales on this, we can buy better things at a lower price. Now, people who order the $750 package or the $1,000 package, they get to tailor their packages because, again, we assume they're either buying for business or they're buying something that they want something very special. So they may choose to get a $1,000 retail strand of emeralds. Maybe that's what they want. That's what they've always wanted in their life, a $1,000 retail strand of emeralds. They'll get that. So is your item going to be just as good at $35? No. That's just the way it is. But it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. It's going to be the best that $35 can get in all of Tucson that we can find. So that's what it's going to be. Now, maybe that person buying a $1,000 ticket wants $35 items all the way up to however many that is to reach $1,000. Then they're going to get more. It's going to be the same thing, but they're going to get more of it. So it just depends. I can't say that it's going to be just, but the quality is going to be Allegory Gallery quality. So I will say that. That's the best thing I can say, is it's going to be Allegory Gallery quality. All right. Oh, let's see here. Susie says, I've heard that the numbers of vendors at Tucson has declined. I don't know if that's true. I haven't run the numbers lately, but in the most recent years, I will say that we have gotten exceptionally good deals because the public numbers have declined and people have been giving very good deals on their things. So I don't know if the public will be back this year. You never know what happens, but that can be a possibility too. Marian says, I would definitely trust Andrew's taste in beads, right? Right. Marian says, it's great to see and hear new names. Yeah, I like to see new names on here. Let's see. When would you like us to post our creation from the book club? We do not hold the book club meeting, and we do not share anything in person until the last Sunday of the month. And the virtual meeting will probably be a day or two after that, is what I'm thinking. We still haven't picked a day because we're so busy with Tucson. That's not even in our brains right now. But you won't share your creations for book club until at least the last Sunday of the month. All right, and we'll probably open up an album on the Inspired by Reading group page and put an album in there for you to share your creations, just like we do for the Allegory Gallery Design Challenges. But again, we won't make that album until the last Sunday of the month. All right. Linda says, I'm new and have not checked out your website yet. You better get on there, Linda. Get on that. Check out the website. Andrew says, really, if you find 5 awesome vendors, it's better than 100 mediocre vendors. It's true. And we have those connections. So we have awesome vendors that we go to. All right. So that is what Desert Discoveries is all about. And hopefully y'all have been buying some of those. I see some orders coming in on my watch. So maybe that's some of those. But I don't have my store phone here to go bing, bing, bing every time we get a sale, which I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Speaking of my mom, I told her that I carry these big, you've seen me drink juice out of these big juice water. I take water and put a little bit of juice in it just to flavor it. And I drink out of these big plastic containers that I reuse. And she's like, here, I got you this. So now I have this, which is nice and large, and I can carry it with me, and it fits actually in the car. And 4 of these a day is a gallon. So I can still get my gallon and not carry around a giant juice bottle all of the time. Harry says, I just put in an order for 3. Thank you. Thank you so much. And remember, there's a drop-down list. So it's not just, you can, instead of just 35, you can drop it down all the way to $1,000. instead of having to place multiple orders. But if you want to place multiple orders, that works too. Some people don't see the drop-down list. And I know on our website, it's a little bit hard to know it's a drop-down list, but I think I put that in the description. If you read the description below, it talks all about it in the virtual event, I hope. Let me actually see. You know, sometimes the details get scattered amongst all the stuff. Yes, special ticketed only virtual event. Yeah, so there's the drop-down list. That's why you'll see the 35, and then right over beside it, you'll see a little caret. And if you drop that caret down, 35, 55, 85, 105, 135, 155, 175, 200, 300, 400, 500, 750, $1,000. Those are the amounts. But you can make your own amounts by adding multiple 35s or multiple 55s. We will do the computation, and we will get you good stuff. Andrew says, it's like some of the shows, they boast being as big as 5 football fields, but it's all junk. So don't even go to those shows, right? You never know. Marianne says, I will probably take advantage of this, even though I probably shouldn't. It's good stuff. It's a good chance to get new good stuff, right? And again, when you get one of these, you also get the ticket to the virtual event. And the virtual event will start as soon as Andrew starts shopping. So we'll make sure that your email or whatever it is you need to get into that virtual event on Facebook, usually on Facebook, because that's a good place for groups. We'll start a group there. I think we have one. We just have to renovate it a little bit. And we'll get you in that virtual event. And then you've spent your money to get in and to get your good stuff. But as Andrew's shopping for the store as well, he'll start loading up that virtual event with the new items we're bringing into the store. And you'll have exclusive time to get them before they come back here and get online and get on the lives for the public and all that good stuff. So, yeah. You know, usually these lives are where we debut things. And this is where we will kind of debut to the public the new stuff we bring back, but you get exclusive rights to get into that virtual event and see everything we're going to bring back before the public and get a chance to purchase it before the public. Let's see here. Linda says, the only thing that bothers me these days is the cost of postage. Yeah, but you never pay more than what we pay the post office. I know that doesn't mean much when you're like in Canada, but if you make an order and if you make multiple orders on our site and you're from Canada, Marianne does this often. We have a few other Canadians that do this often. We will, yes, you'll pay the money up front, but when we go to ship it, we weigh everything out. We get the exact amount that we're charged from the post office, and then we refund you everything else. So you don't pay more than we pay the post office for your shipping. All right. Harry says, it is worth a gamble. I think so. I think so. I would be doing it with us if I weren't with us. I weren't already us. Troy says, you combine orders and you only pay, yep, that in shipping. Let's see here. Sandra says, I see money will be missing from my account. Well, thank you. And like I said, if you get up in I know some people like the high end stuff. If you get to the $750 or $1,000 ticket range, that you'll be able to do a little bit more customization. Now, we can't guarantee everything. Again, we still cannot guarantee because we're not there. We don't know what they have yet, but we will do our best to match your customization requests. All right. Andrew says, also, we're telling people we're not doing personal shopping to cover our bases, but I usually keep people in mind when I'm shopping. Yeah, Andrew knows a lot of you. Andrew goes through the orders too. Andrew has an idea of what you like. He sees your requests on these lives and when things you say you like. And if he sees your name on the list and your dollar amount, he has an idea. Andrew's memory is like a steel trap. I don't know how. Sometimes it's like nearly photographic memory. So he has a good recall. So he will keep you in mind, even though we're not doing personal shopping. You know us, we're a boutique bead store. We know you all. We like to get to know you. That's why we sit here and chat with you all the time and sometimes have just let's chat days. So we get to know you even more. And that's very important to us, that you are not only customers. I hate calling you customers. You're our supporters, you're our friends. And it's more than just that transaction that matters. Let's see here. Andrew says, my favorite show is African Village. Andrew loves the African Village. Marion says, your postage is much cheaper than other companies. We try our best. We try our best. We try to pack it well and pack it small so that we can keep our postage low. Andrew says, and I have creepy memory. Yes. Julie says, yes! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Yeah, it's worth it, you know. Someone is here. Bienvenue. Bienvenue à vous aussi. Andrew, AG Beat fam, you are like family out there, right? We know a lot of you like family. I do know what's going on with a lot of you more than I know what's happening with some of my family members. So when we say AG Beat fam, that's not just the cool thing to say nowadays. It's true. Sandra says, Marianne, I agree on the cost of shipping. Yeah, we try. You know, we can't do any better than we do on shipping, honestly. If you order over $100 in the US, the shipping's free. And anything else, you only pay what we pay. We don't make money on our shipping. We just don't. Andrew says, it's not a gimmick. No. AG Beat fam, that's not a gimmick. Y'all made that up for one. So you should know. But yeah, AG Beat fam is not a gimmick. It's this is a relationship. And like I said, I do know what's going on with a lot of you daily more than I know with my own family. So yeah, my French is rusty, but ça va aussi bien ici. On parle de gemstones, je sais pas le mot en français. On parle de gemstones and beads ici maintenant. Yeah, so that is that. That's the Desert Discoveries package that's new. I sent out a text message about it this afternoon. I sent out an email. I put it on Facebook. I put it on the YouTube community tab. I put it out there on the Google page, our Google business page. It's everywhere. So hopefully you saw it. Hopefully you'll take advantage of that. Hopefully you'll just get one, and that'll help us do shopping and help you get some great stuff that Andrew's going to have you in mind when he looks at it. Andrea de France, et bienvenue. Diane says, speak of family, my mom was here today and I told her you asked how she was, and she's like, they're just such nice people. We try to be nice. Bonnie says, wow, William, I see why Andrew chose you. I don't know why. I don't know what that means. I hope it's good. Marion says, I succumbed. Okay, good. I say good because one, it's money for us to do shopping because we like to shop. Whether we're shopping for us or for you, it's all the same. It's for you in the end. We just like to shop. Who doesn't like to shop? Some people don't like to shop, but mostly we like to shop. Let's see. Diane says, we would have visited it, but we were going through fabric and it took forever. Visited the store today. We were closed today, actually, because we were here and there and everywhere today getting ready for Tucson. So we weren't even there. But Diane, we can talk about the fabric if you can still help us sew that for the table. I have more information from Andrew. We're going to take a look. Let's see here. Harry and Andrew are talking about books, it looks like. Oh, Bunny says French language skills. Thanks. Yeah, my French is really rusty. My Spanish is even rustier. I haven't spoken Spanish even longer than I have spoken French. But the French stuck a little better because I spent a little bit of time in the south of France during a summer. And that really helped my French a lot, and it helped just stick it in there a little bit better. I think that would come back to me a little bit easier than the Spanish does. I was never as good in Spanish anyway, because I took Spanish first. You'd think I had it all through high school, all through college. You'd think I'd be better at it. But when I took French, I knew what I was lacking in Spanish, and I put the effort in to learn it in French. So some of my verb conjugations and that are much faster and better in French. I've even dreamed in French. So when I was in France, I was dreaming in French. So they say if you dream in a language, you're really starting to learn it. So I did learn it better. But I also took some German and Japanese, and the most I can generally say in those is I don't speak the language or in Japanese, a few other things, but not a lot. Let's see here. Linda says, speaking of France, my niece is back from home in Oz, visiting for 12 days from France. She left her husband and kids in France to come and visit my mom because she will be 92 this year. Well, happy birthday to your mom. 92, that's awesome. That's awesome. Hello, Amanda. Thank you for joining in. Marion says, I obviously like to shop for jewelry items. Right. Diane says, okay, just let me know. Will do. He might not see it since he's on YouTube. Oh, what you said to Harry? Harry, Andrew says, I finished the first series by that author you were reading for a few weeks ago, Luann G. Smith. I'm going to do the Raven books next, is what Andrew said. I forgot that. Yeah, 2 different systems. Y'all can't see everything. Amanda says, bead shopping is a special kind of shopping. It is. It is. Hello, Michelle. So we've talked about desert discoveries. If you want in on that, they're available on the website. This will be a limited time thing. A limited time thing. Oh, bonne nuit à toi aussi. It'll be a limited time thing, and we will close it off sometime while Andrew is either arriving in Tucson or his first shopping day. I don't know, but it's going to be around, somewhere around the late 20s in January. So just, you might have 5 to 10 days to make that decision if you're going to buy the Desert Discoveries before it goes away, and therefore get your ticket to the Tucson virtual event we're having. Michelle says, I will be putting in an order for a bunch of delicas soon. Yeah, send us that. Send us that. Send us an email. I think I replied to you. Send us an email. That's the best way. That way everything's in one place. So that's the main thing that I had to talk to you about today, and I'm glad we got through that. Did y'all, now we're just going to chat a little bit. If you want to hang out here and chat, hang out here and chat. If I see the numbers go down too low, we'll stop. But so did you see what Andrew made yesterday with Softlex flexible beading wire? He's starting to work on using Softlex beading wire to create, like sculptural large size beads. And so I think he said this one was made with, it was all one piece, all one piece. And this one is multiple pieces. This one he's having some issues with. You can see it's drooping a little bit. So he's working on structurally what he has to do with those. So if you didn't see that yesterday, check out Andrew's. You can replay it on our YouTube channel or on Facebook. But check that out. And he really just sat and counted beads and chatted with you all. But I was cracking up in the car because I was driving home from my other job. He was funny in that. So have fun watching that if you didn't already. It's fun to watch probably even if especially if you're doing something else at the same time, or if you're watching along and doing it along with him, because that would be fun too. Let's see here. Andrew says, we used to do this. When we used to do this, it was in store. Yeah, we would have a private event in store when we came back from Tucson, and we'd do snacks and have a party, and it was open to the locals, and we'd have a kind of a preview party for the Tucson stuff. That's when we didn't have much of a website or sell a lot online. We were mostly all in store. But now you're going to see the virtual event probably while Andrew's still in Tucson. He's going to give you discounts probably and giveaways. So if you buy that Desert Discoveries package, you'll get a ticket to that virtual event. Julie says, I love those. Harry said, those are a nice design. Sandra says, that was cool to watch. I'm glad you all liked it, because we never know. We never know what we're going to do and if you're going to like what we do. Susan says, Andrew's project with the handcrafted beads was just awesome. Carmen says, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Michelle says, I still think it looks like a drum, right? It kind of does. Kind of does. Beating on the drum. So she says, the only thing you can say is Nihongo hanashimasen. Yes, Nihongo hanashimasen. Japanese is a bit like Spanish. The vowels are all pronounced the same. Kuai desu, I know that. O genki desu ka? Sumimasen. I know those. That I know in Japanese. And my pronunciation, I'm sure, is horrible, but at least it's there. But yeah, I don't, Japanese, because I took Japanese in college, they were very focused on reading, writing, and all the writing systems and being able to speak and write and read all at the same time. And that was a little bit hard with 3 other languages, studying 3 other languages at the same time. So I was studying German, Japanese, French, and Spanish all together at the same time. And it got to be a bit much. My one Japanese professor, though, did speak French, and she liked speaking French. So when I didn't know something in Japanese class, I could speak it in French with her. Just needs more to it. Yeah, he's gonna add more. I'm sure he'll keep going on these. Marion says the small does look like a drum, right? Kind of does. Kind of does. Let's see here. Susie says Andrew was definitely funny last evening. I thought so too. I thought so too. He was cracking me up. Andrew says, like when we went to Milwaukee, I'd bring back cheese curds and local sodas. Yeah, we would have a soda and cheese curd party. We get sodas that we only ever saw there, and we get cheese curds and from the cheese house and cheese house or cheese castle, I forget what it's called, and we would bring up and have a bunch of food and good stuff and have a party in store. Those were the fun days. I like those days. But we'll try and make all the virtual stuff fun too. We always try. Sandra says the virtual event will be fun. I think so. Hello, Cindy. Bonnie says, it's so interesting to see 3D beading, right? Isn't that wild? You don't see that very often. 3D beading. I've never seen stuff like that. So I think it's cool. Amanda says, Andrew went through quite a few seed beads. It was great, right? Andrew's getting into using seed beads a lot more lately. Linda says, you know what would be great? If you could lay out your Tucson haul on a table and take a pic, we could all see what beauties you acquired. We will kind of be doing that. So once Andrew comes back, that means after he's gotten all the stuff for the Desert Discoveries that you've purchased, after he's done the virtual Tucson event, that the people who got the Desert Discoveries get in on, then we will bring everything back. And we often, Andrew usually when he goes back to his hotel room or whatever, he takes pictures of stuff as previews. This will probably be done now only in the virtual event. But then when he gets back, we will do just like we do every weekday almost. We will show you the new things. We will put them in the online store, or maybe give you a first dibs by, take a screenshot, send us an email so that it's only available to those who watch these videos, and then we'll put it in the online store after that. We'll see how it goes. But we do show what we acquire. We make it known. We try to make it known. Cindy said, I watched the replay on these last night and loved them. Good, I'm glad. So she says, I thought the last one Andrew made would make a great cuff. I will definitely try to make one once I finish my current projects. That'd be awesome. Make sure you show us. We always say this. Andrew does a lot of demos, and from his demos, a lot of people say they're going to try, but we don't see much. So I hope that if you're not in our Allegory Gallery Design Challenge group on Facebook, I hope you'll join us there. Let me find it. There it is. That's the web address. I hope you'll join that group. You can also just search Allegory Gallery Design Challenges on Facebook. It should pop up. And we hope you show us what you are making, because we love to see you attempting to make the things that Andrew made or trying to do things that we do here. We love it. And I hope, we try to, I have a whole page where it's called William Tries Things, where I just try new stuff with y'all sometimes and show you my attempts at trying new things. And Andrew last night started these without ever having tried it before. Andrew was trying things last night, and I hope that gives you all the courage or the, the spirit just to try stuff. Even if it doesn't work out, send us a picture. Put a picture in the design challenge group, because the way we look at it is if you tried it, you're a step ahead of everyone who hasn't, right? Even if it didn't work out, I'm sure you learned something from it. You gain knowledge about what to do next time if you try it again, but at least you tried something that other people haven't, right? So that was that. Susan says, what are the sodas? I don't remember what all the sodas were. Mars Cheese Castle. I used to live nearby, says Anne. Yes, that was it. Oh, so good. So good. Konbanwa is good evening. Yes. Konnichiwa, good day. Konbanwa. And I just forgot good morning. It's different. Konnichiwa, konbanwa, ohayo. Or is that just hello? I can't remember good morning. What's good morning in Japanese, everybody? Somebody knows. Julie, Morris Cheese Castle. Yes. Michelle loves 3D beading. Awesome. Marianne says, not sure I see the point of cheese curds. A snack, Marianne. They're a good snack. And what's the point? You're eating cheese. Come on. I love cheese curds. I think they're good. Andrew says, in our first store, we'd load up the table center with all of our finds. Yeah, Linda was talking about the pictures of the table. We used to load up the table and take a picture of it. I probably have a picture of that somewhere. That was in our first store, though. Harry says, I studied Spanish in college, but was taught by a Peruvian Indian, and his Quechua crept in a lot. I can understand some after 45 years. Some of it you retain, right? I think some of it you always retain. Bonnie says, I used epoxy clay for the first time, and I'm hooked now. Isn't that fun? That's where we teach. Andrew and I help teach that at Contemporary Craft in Pittsburgh. We've done it a few times there. They keep asking us to come back to teach it again. So it's really fun. Bonnie, show us some of your stuff in the Design Challenge group. It doesn't always have to be just beads. You can show us that stuff, or join my group if you're not in it. I can't remember if you're in it. The Triers. So if you go to William Tries Things, if you search that on Facebook, you'll see my picture. You can join that. And if you go to the tab that says groups, it's the group called the Triers. And we're all just trying stuff. We're triers. We're going to try it. So I want to see you trying epoxy clay. I would love that. Michelle's still busy with the wedding stuff. Wedding stuff is intense sometimes. Helen says, Andrew mentioned memory wire cutters. Do you carry them? Yes. I have one or two pair, I think, of memory wire cutters still in stock, if I remember correctly. Jen sold a few tools during our private class, so I can't remember what those were. But we do carry them usually. We probably have them in stock now. So if you send me an email, Helen, I can add that to an invoice for you. Andrew says there was a soda from Stevens Point. Yeah, I don't remember the sodas anymore. I probably have pictures of those too somewhere. Michelle says, I'm trying to do peyote to fringe earrings, almost done with the first one. Nice. Nice. Marianne says, not me. You don't like cheese, Marianne? How can you not like cheese? Ohayo gozaimasu. I was right. Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. Ohayo gozaimasu. O genki desu ka? How are you? Genki desu. I'm good. All that fun stuff. Don't even ask me German. My German pronunciation was awful. It was awful. And Russian. I took some Russian Pimsleur, if you know the Pimsleur method. I used to listen to Russian in Pimsleur, and I got to the point where I could say I don't speak Russian. It came in useful once in my life. I was at the Apple store where I worked, and they had us out. It was like all hands on deck selling iPhones. And I was selling iPhones. And there was a Russian family that came in. And they went fishing. And this is what I was told. They went fishing, and all of their iPhones got thrown overboard and were tossed overboard somehow. And they were buying all new phones. Now, there were a lot of times people came in and bought a whole bunch of phones when the iPhones were first released because they were so popular and they could sell them for a lot more money. So AT&T and Verizon, and some of them had policies that you couldn't sell an entire set of phones. But at the Apple store, we were never to question people. We just did it, and if AT&T or Verizon let them go through the process, we sold it to them. Because otherwise it's discrimination and all that. So there was a Russian family. They came in, all their phones were tossed. They wanted 5, because that's as many as you could get on a family plan. And they were speaking in Russian. And I was like looking at them because I was interested in it at the time. So I was trying to see if I could catch anything. And I guess I was staring so intently that they asked me, "Do you speak Russian?" And then I got to say, I don't speak Russian very well in Russian, which was kind of fun. Marianne says, I prefer aged cheeses. That's good too. That's good too, but less good as a snack. Some of those aged cheeses are crumbly and they fall apart and not as good for a snack. Oyasumi Nasai. See, that's one I don't remember. Oyasumi Nasai. For good night. I know konbanwa. That's what I learned for good. More like good evening, though, I think, when you're saying hello in the evening. I can say door and window in Cree. I cannot. I cannot. Tori says, love cheese curds, my favorite part of making cheese, right? Harry says, I like firm old cheese with the crunch. Some of those are good. Some of those are good. Oh, sorry. Comments jumped. I got to get back. Bonnie says, I went there and wasn't sure how to join it. Join my page. You can just follow the page. If you go to the triers, I think, hold on, let me tell you. I think you just join like any other Facebook group. The triers. I don't think it's a closed group. Oh, I do have a request. You have to request to join. You have to request to join because I didn't open it to the public. It is a public group. There shouldn't be a request to join, but there is a request to join. That's weird. Maybe they blocked it because it looks like spam. Anyway, I do have to approve your request. So just go ahead and hit the request button. Request to join. And I'll let you in. And then you can hang out with us. Yeah. I can't invite you unless you're friends with me on Facebook, I guess, I think, is how that works. And I don't think we are yet. So she says, Amanda, Nihongo wa hanashimasu ka? Nihongo wa hanashimasen. Marianne likes Harry's kind of says, exactly, my kind of cheese, Harry, right? Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Do you have 10 millimeter? Again, everybody, please. This is not the place to ask for requests. Just send us an email. Let me put that email up here. And I don't mean to point out anybody, but we get a lot of requests and we are not going to, I'm at home. We are not going to remember this when I get in the store. But you know what I do in the store? I check my email every day. So send us an email, info@allegorygallery.com, and ask us whatever you want. And we will check it out when we get there. 10 millimeter jump rings off the top of my head. I don't know that we have 10 millimeter in stock at the moment. I know we have 6 and 8 millimeter. I'm pretty sure in a lot of colors. I don't know about 10. I'd have to look. I might have 1 or 2 packs in certain colors of 10. Marianne, that referred to Japanese, right? Linda says, I have no idea what a cheese curd is. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's a cheese, it's a curd, it's a little round or misshapen thing. When you bite it on your teeth, it squeaks. It's so good. Look them up, you'll see. I'd say we could send you some, but that's a long trip and we don't have refrigerated mailing from Allegory Gallery, unfortunately. But we have a local company who does amazingly good cheese curds. Amanda lived there for 3 years. It was amazing, I bet. Our friend Becca here, who was helping us out in the store a little bit this summer and is a good friend of ours, often helps us watch the cats when we go away. She lived in Japan for a year or 2, I believe. Her husband was in the military and they lived there for a while and she loved it too. Marianne says, cheese curds are the cheese before it's pressed into blocks. I would have loved to have lived there. I went there in 2008, says Soshi. Nice. I've never been there. I want to go. I want to go. I really want to see, I love the new technology, but I'd love to see the old Japan too. And I love their culture and their, the fact that they have masters in what they do, and they acknowledge that, some people, it's okay. You can make a living making paper because it's an art form. And I just love that. I love that concept. Love it. Suzanne says, I can still read some Latin. Latin is something I never took, which I should have with all the languages, but I just never had the room for it. And Latin would have been something that my friend took Latin. My friend was in mathematics, advanced mathematics, and he took Latin. And once I saw some of his Latin work and the declinations and the verbs I was like, this is bringing back German memories, and I don't know. So, but yeah, I think Latin and Greek are both worthy of study if you can. Sue says, what were your other Facebook groups? Our other Facebook groups, we have a lot of Facebook groups, y'all. The things for Allegory Gallery are all on our website. Go to allegorygallery.com, it's right up there. And you can go to the groups and clubs tab. We have a Inspired by Reading book club. We have a Allegory Gallery Design Challenges group. And we technically have a polymer clay club. We started getting into polymer clay a lot before the pandemic, and then it just kind of went downhill. So we technically have one of those, and still on the website, and we still go in there once in a while, but we don't do as much in there. But some people are still active in there, and they show a lot of great polymer clay stuff. So we have that. If you want to know my personal one, my personal page on Facebook is William Tries Things. So just look up William Tries Things. It should pop up. My face is there as the graphic on Facebook. And then my group is called The Triers. THE, The Triers, TRIERS. And that is my group for trying new things. I like to see people trying new things. I show things sometimes. I've not been as active there as I was at the beginning. At the beginning of last year, I got really into it. And I started regimenting it, and we did one thing every week, or one thing every 2 weeks, or one thing every month. We had longer ones and shorter tries and longer tries, and it became a lot. So I kind of stepped away from it for a little while. And now as I try new things, I post in that group, and I comment in there once in a while, and I ask people what they're trying, what they're doing. And it's just a lot of fun, I think. And of course, Andrew has his own page, Andrew Thornton Artist. So if you look up Andrew Thornton Artist, you'll see his page. He doesn't have his own group per se, but he has a page. You can follow that. Oop. Sorry, everything skipped again. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Andrew says, those crystals in the cheese are my favorite. There's a real name, but I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, when there's those little crystals, I like that too. I think that too. Marion says, cheese curd is used in poutine, which is chips, cheese, curds, and gravy. Yeah, for those in the U.S., fries, cheese curds, and gravy. It's good. It's good. Anytime I go to Canada, I have poutine, which I know I say poutine, but it's like poutine. I think it's poutine is how you say it up there. Something close to that. I know I'm probably way off, but I've heard it's like poutine up there, but in French, poutine. Susie joined the Triers. We try. It's not we try. If you join we try, that's something different. It's not me. I'm the Triers, and William tries things. So I hope that's what you mean. If not, I'm glad you're trying somewhere. It's just not mine. Amanda says, if you close an establishment, the owner say, Oyasumi Nasai is a polite way to say we are closed. Nice. Nice. Cindy says, oh, cheese curds are amazing, right? William at sending cheese curds, LOL, right? I know, we would if we could. That'd be costly to Australia, I think. Harry says, we love to get the deep fried cheese curds, breaded and fried. Those are good too. Our local, I know it's weird, if you don't know Sheetz gas stations, they do fried cheese curds. They're not as good as, getting them in a restaurant or something, but they'll tide you over. They'll tide you over. Oh, V lived in Japan? I don't know if I knew that. I probably knew that at some point. Marion says, cheese curds deep fried. Okay, I could get behind that. See? Japan is really so amazing, says Amanda. I think so too. Susan says, I would love to visit Japan as well. I love Japanese art and design, right? Amanda says, darn, I have to take my daughter to the office supply store. See you later. I know, right? Shucks, got to go to office supplies. I love office supplies. But yeah, see you, Amanda. Thank you for tuning in. Susan says, my hubs and I were part of a Soto Zen group. The abbot was a Zen priest who taught philosophy at a Tokyo college. Nice. That would have been nice. I like that idea. Harry says, I posted on your William Tries recently. Thank you. Harry is active there. Bless you. Thank you. Yes, Harry posted on the morning. A lot of people, Marianne posted on the morning routine post. I was asking people what their morning routines were because I'm trying to get in the spirit of having a morning routine. I kind of get out of bed and do this to my hair and brush my teeth and feed the cats and throw on some clothes and leave the house. That's like my morning routine. And I'd like to get it down to where it's a little bit more leisurely, but that also means getting up earlier. So who knows if that's ever going to happen, but I'm trying. I'm trying literally. Andrew says, we watch Old Enough on Netflix. I love it. Yeah. Have you watched Old Enough on Netflix, everybody? It's a Japanese TV show. Each episode's only like 18 to 22 minutes or something like that, if even that long. And they have a camera crew who sometimes you can see the crew and sometimes you can't, but they send these kids out on errands and they're like 3 years old. I think the youngest was like 2.5, 3, 4 years old. And it's so cute. They're like, Daddy forgot this. Can you go take it to his work? And these kids go down the street. They go one of them went on the bus by himself. Not by himself because they're with a film crew. They always make sure the kids are okay. So there's nothing that's going to happen to them, but they take every precaution to make sure the kids are safe. But it's just so cute watching these young kids do their family duty and help out their parents, which is really, really cute. Susan says, you all have cheese curds. We have T-Ravs, toasted ravioli. It's breaded and deep fried ravioli. Since we are veggie, we get the cheese type. I have seen those too. Those look very good. I don't think I've ever had fried ravioli, but I've seen it. I know it's a thing. And it sounds really good. Andrew says it sounds good too. Cindy says, I get up, get my granddaughter ready for school. While her mom gets dressed, she works at her school. Then I make coffee and chat with my granddaughter before school. After they leave, I sometimes bead. Nice. Harry says, I suggested cachava as a breakfast for William. Cachava. I don't know if I saw that post. What is cachava? Is that? I can't remember. Andrew says, sound like pierogi. Yeah, pierogies, but they're not usually breaded and fried. Raviolis that sounds good. We had snack wraps for lunch today. So that was nice. Suzanne says, you're making me hungry. I know. I'm starting to talk about more food because we had snack wraps for lunch, which are we make them with a flour tortilla, and then I put in some ranch dressing, and then I put cheese on top of that, and then I put vegetarian chicken nuggets on that. Oh, Andrew made another one. Look at that one. He just delivered that one to me. Look at that one. He made a small one. So the vegetarian chicken nuggets go on top of that, then some salsa on that, and then some fresh tomato and fresh lettuce. And then we roll them up or eat them like a taco. So we had that for lunch. And I think we're going to have fake buffalo chicken patties today for dinner. That's what we have for dinner. Harry says it is a vegetable-based protein meal. I'm going to have to look that up because I don't think I've ever had that. Marion says pierogies are often fried in butter with onions. Yes, they are. Sauteed, lovely butter and onions. So good. So good. We have a local pierogi company around here, and they hire a lot of deaf people. And so they come to all the shows, and we love supporting them. And they make such good pierogi. And they make all the good ones, like the lekvar, which is prune, which sounds weird, but they make dessert ones too. And so I love the prune pierogi. They do sweet potato and different kinds of vegetables. It's so good. So good. Let's see here. Bonnie says pasta for dinner with Kalamata olive capers and fresh tomatoes. I'm trying to like the olives, y'all. I had pizza the other day. Barb came to the store and brought us pizza for lunch, and it had a lot of olives, and I didn't pick them all off. I ate some of them. I'm trying. Cindy says those are cool. Loved watching Andrew on replay last night. Yeah, look. Now there's 3 sizes. Harry says, my daughter Sarah made enchiladas for supper. Nice. Enchiladas. Oh, sorry, jumped again. Linda says, you can't beat a meat pie and tomato sauce for lunch. We don't eat meat, so, but yeah, I get it. I used to love meat pies, all different kinds of meat pies, shepherd's pie. I used to eat shepherd's pie a lot at the British pub that I used to go to here locally. My boss who owned he passed away now, but the business I work for on the side is called the Roadster Factory, and it's a British car parts supplier. So we sell Triumph and MGB car parts. And he was such an Anglophile. In his hometown of Indiana, Pennsylvania, he constructed an English pub. It was all done Tudor style with, forget what it's called. Can't think of it. Why can't I think of that? But it's all beam and wooden posts for nails. It's all constructed the old-fashioned way. And as he was constructing it, the building next door to it was a historical building, and it started to fall. So he had to buy that building as well and used part of that building, the part that he could, for another piece of the pub. But he called it the Coventry Inn, and it was it still is a beautiful place. It's been sold since he passed away. The family sold it. And I don't think anybody's doing anything with it, but he imported like leather sofas. And so anyway, he had a British pub, and I used to love their shepherd's pie when they would have it. Let's see here. What else is going on? Linda says, poo-poo to olives. I don't like olives. You ate avocado last night too. I know, I tried it. I had one piece in my salad. My mom made us a huge bowl of salad, and that was our dinner last night. And it all different. It had blueberries, it had grapes, it had apples, it had lettuce, it had spinach, it had broccoli, carrots, I think, celery, and it had mushrooms and avocado. And I'm not an avocado fan. It's a texture thing. It's just like Jell-O. I have a hard time eating Jell-O for the same reason. I can't even get to the taste of avocado because I can eat guacamole. Guacamole looks like it should feel in your mouth. It looks like that. It's mushy. It looks like it's mushy. Avocado looks like it should be hard when you cut it and put it on, when you don't smooth it out, when you just cut it, chop it up, and put it in something, or at least mushroom texture. And it's not, and that freaks me out every time. But I did try. I had one piece in my salad last night, and it wasn't too bad. It was okay. And with everything else, some crunchy, some mushy, it was okay. Marion says, my favorite pierogies are made with dry cottage cheese curds. OMG cheese curds, dry cottage cheese, right? See, you eat cheese curds. Don't say you don't. Sandra says, pizza sounds good. Yes, the pizza was good. Pizza was good. Sue says, we had cheese and veggie quesadillas for lunch. It was yum. Nice. So she says, pierogies sound amazing. Sound delicious. They are. Marion says, steak and kidney pie. Now I'm getting really hungry. Harry says, we call that timber frame. Yeah, is it post and beam? Is that the right thing? When it's done with beams and then the wooden posts are drilled, post and beam construction? Maybe that's what it is. But it was all timber frame, big black giant timber frame. They painted them black in the end anyway. It was white and black Tudor style. Beautiful building. But I mean, he spent millions on that building, and lost millions because he wasn't a restaurateur. So that taught me, don't own a restaurant if you don't know what you're doing. Luckily, he had his other business that kind of propped everything up and helped him stay profitable. But yeah, it was kind of a fun thing for him, which is why the family, I think, sold it, because it wasn't something that you could pass on easily to anybody. Let's see here. Marion says, I only eat Kalamata olives in small quantities. The pie I'm talking about is a standalone pie. It has a short crust pastry with a puff pastry on top, filled with minced meat and gravy filling. Yep, sounds like it. Meat pie. Let's see here. Linda says, I agree. Don't like avocado or guac. Nope. Weird fatty texture, right? Guac I can get behind because that's usually flavored with other things, for one, and it looks like it should taste. Like it looks like it should feel. Avocados, when you cut them, they do not. Marianne says, unripe avocados are hard. My mom's in the salad. She likes hers a little bit unripe. She doesn't like them super soft. So it was a little bit, but it's still, they don't look right. Linda says, you can hold it in your hands and eat it. Yep, little pies, little meat pies. Cindy says, Jello, yucky. I recently ate avocado cut up, fresh lime and salt and pepper. I don't know. I'm going to try. Linda says, post and beam. Yes. See, I thought that was right. It came to me after Harry said timber frame. Susan says, I looked at vintage menus on Pinterest. I would have starved as everything was meat-centric and boiled. I know, right? Doing various language classes, we always had history of that country. And I took a lot of independent history classes. I did a Russian history, did German history, Spanish, French, of course. And a lot of the foods, a lot of meat, a lot of boiled. But hey, back then, I guess, who knows back then if I would have been the same kind of, I guess it's kind of a luxury now, I guess, in some ways, to be a vegetarian. Because we can have food that is shaped into things and made into things, and we have the technology to make it kind of like meat. And we can have things shipped from every part of the world. Back then, probably not so easy. Another thing, what else? I don't know if I ever showed y'all. I finished the pendant cards on our little stand here. I don't know if I showed that or not. I may have. So this is the stand we're putting everything on. I finished these. These are from the Cricut Maker 3 that I have. We did a little video on me doing that, so I don't know if you all saw this, but I finished those. I have not yet finished the earring cards, though, so that's my next big thing, is to get the earring cards done. And I was going to do that last night, and then we got caught up with stuff, and then I was playing with the cats, and then I got tired because I was at my other job all day, and then went to the cottage to do enameling while Andrew was doing his video. So that didn't happen. So maybe tonight, but I do have to get over to the cottage at some point tonight too and do more enameling. I should have ran over there earlier today because it was light. I got a bunch of pellets to unload in the van, and I don't know if I'm going to get them unloaded in the dark and the cold. So maybe I'll wait till tomorrow. We'll see. But I got to at least take one bag over because it's going to get cold tonight. Andrew says the only problem is that now it takes up less space, so our table is going to be sparse. Yeah, because when we had the other show, we laid the pendants out on a nice wooden board, and they laid them side by side. But people kept picking them up, and of course, it messed with the chains and all that. But it took up more space. Now the table space looks a little bit not so full. So I don't know what we're going to do. But these only hold so much, and I have enough for 1.5 of these already. So with some earring cards and the earrings on the other half of the other one, then we're going to have no more of these little spinning racks. So we will have to lay them out on the table somehow. So maybe that's that. If we get more done. It's been so crazy, everybody. It feels like no matter how long you work in a day, nothing happens. I don't know how that is. Suzanne says it's in the 80s here. Today was in the 40s here. Yeah, 47 was the high here, and it didn't feel 47 out today. Harry says we are at 32 with a mix of rain and snow. Yeah, we're at 38 right now, and it's supposed to be pretty nice. No, it's supposed to be okay. It's supposed to, I think, start raining and snowing tomorrow, maybe, or at least raining. I don't know if we're gonna get to snow until later this weekend. Susan says it's supposed to be close to 60 tomorrow. Yeah, I thought tomorrow was supposed to be the last kind of nice day, and then I think it's going to start going down from there. So that's why I got pellets today. So we have pellets for when it gets really cold, and we're ready at the cottage for that, so we can continue working and doing things when it's cold and just keep everything warm. So yeah, what else is up, y'all? We've been talking for an hour and a half. Are you done, or you want to talk some more? I can go either way. You know, we can always keep talking. It's like the thing we do. It's going to be, Linda said we had 33 Celsius today and yesterday, and today it's only 23, right? The weather's so weird. Yeah, 33, that's like what, 94 Fahrenheit? Somewhere up in the 90s in the Fahrenheit scale. Yeah, that's warm. That's too warm for me. We get there often in the summer, but not happy about that. It was at the 80s. 33 be in the 80s, I think. Sunny day with lots of hoarfrost this morning. That's nice. That's kind of nice, right? It's pretty. It's pretty. Here the weather was in the 40s with a cold and gray rain. It was a little rainy here today, I think. Was it? I think it was earlier. It looked wet outside. When I was out, it wasn't, though. So maybe it wasn't. What else do I have? I have anything else for y'all? I don't think so. Linda says, I'm late because I was finishing my beat in the new year. Now I'm working on yesterday using Andrew's tutorial. Nice. How many are doing beat in the new year? Are you keeping up? Have you kept up with it? Beat in the new year? I know a lot of you have. I have not, unfortunately, been on Facebook much. We're like full throttle in Tucson stuff. So I apologize. I've not been sharing and liking and commenting as much as before, but I'll get back to it once we're on the road. Once Andrew's on the road to Tucson, yeah, we're gonna get back to more commenting and all that good stuff. 33 is in the 90s. Okay. Marianne confirmed. Yeah, because when I was in France, of course, they were in Celsius, and I was in there in the middle of summer in the south of France. So most days were in the 30s, and I couldn't remember. I thought it was in the 90s. But then I second guessed myself. Something like that, but our heat is hotter than yours because we were closer to the equator. Yeah, we get very humid here. We get very humid with our heat. It's disgusting. I don't mind the heat if it's dry, but Pennsylvania is so freaking humid. Don't like the summers. I don't mind the winters usually. Winter, I don't mind cold as much. It's hard to be cold, but you can do things about that. If it's too hot, you run the air conditioner if you've got it. Susan finally got my Christmas tree down, she says, yesterday, and all the boxes back to storage. Nice. That's tough work, right? It's fun putting it up, but taking it back down, not so much. Unless you make a party. I like it. Putting the tree up is always like a party, right? It's like you do things, you make some food, drink some wine or something, put up the Christmas tree, hang the decorations. Taking it down then is the chore, right? So I guess we got to figure out how to make the chore something more fun. Cindy's struggling a bit in the beading part. I have a bead that I'm not too fond of, so it's rough coming up with something to do with them. That happens sometimes, right? That happens. That's why we make our inspiration kits, so that if you have something like that, maybe one of the inspiration kits will match a little bit or coordinate, and then it'll help you get out of that funk. So maybe check that out. I'm always going to try and sell something, right? No, but really, pick something out, that coordinates, that you like, and try and offset it if you can. Linda says, prefer cold any day to heat. Yep. Of course, then my grandmother was the same way. And I think I got that from her, because she's like, you can always put on more clothes. Always put on more clothes. You can only take so much off and not get thrown in jail. But then she got cold agglutinin, and which was kind of awful, because if she got too cold, her own body started killing off her blood cells. And when she got blood transfusions for it, it had to be warmed up. And they're like, you're like the only person in this hospital that we use the blood warmer for first. So I hope that doesn't happen to me, run in the family. Susan says, I'm in between 4 beading challenges at the moment. Need to finish, then photograph and post. Nice. Cindy says, I'll look for sure. Thanks. Okay. Oh, Linda says, I have a clear glass lamp base that I put beads in that I don't like. When it's full, I make a lamp out of it. Nice. That's nice. That's fun. Yeah. All right. I think I'm gonna go. I got things to do, y'all. You got things to do, like make dinner probably in some parts of the world right now. So thank you for tuning in. Again, this is mostly just chatting with you, BSing a little bit, as they say. Oh, what's Andrew bringing me? Andrew brought me a mini. That's only 2 seed beads in between each one. Huh?
There's one.
Just 1 seed bead in between to make 2? Look at that. So mini.
That's 1, 3, 6, and
12, right?
24.
Oh, I thought you were counting to 12. I couldn't watch. I was driving, so I don't know what he was doing. But so there you go. Let's see if I can get all 4 of them here.
The littlest one I can tighten up, but.
So there they are. Andrew's been playing while we've been talking. So yeah, just chat a little bit today. Get to know what everyone's doing. Talked about the Desert Discoveries package. So if you missed that part of the talk today, get in on that. Desert Discoveries. You want to get some good stuff from Tucson. If you're not going, we'll help you out with that. So check that out. We have it on our blog. We have it on our email. If you're on our email list, we send out a text message. If you're on our text message list, we posted it on Google, on Facebook, on Instagram. It's pretty much everywhere. So thank you all so very much for tuning in today. And we will see you back here probably tomorrow. Unless we're like so deep in things, we have to take Mr. Gilbert Cat to the vet tomorrow. He has to go to the doctor's and get checked out. He's maybe having some issues, but I think he's okay. I think it's just other cats in the neighborhood bothering him outside.
He's sensitive.
He's a sensitive boy. He's an anxious boy. We've had some peeing problems.
On the Prozac.
I know, he might get put on the Prozac. Some cats do, especially boy cats. They get anxious and then they start peeing. So he's having some issues that he didn't have before. So we're just getting him checked out to make sure everything's okay. And that's at 2 o'clock, right in the middle of the day tomorrow. So I don't know if we'll have the store open tomorrow or not, but we'll be there tomorrow during the day. And then hopefully it's all is good. So send him some good vibes, Mr. Gilbert. And Andrew can bring him over. There's Mr. Gilbert Cat. Hi, Gillen. How you doing, bud? He was just napping, so he's a little bit disheveled. He says, "What'd you wake me up for this?"
He's purring.
Yeah, he's purring now. So Marion says, still good to have Gilbert checked out. Yeah, we got Pretty Litter, and it's supposed to tell you if they're too acidic or too alkaline. And the colors that you're looking for are yellow or orange. Did it turn yellow or did it turn orange? How can you tell? right? Especially if it's like kind of in there in that range. So we're going to have him checked out tomorrow. So we'll be doing that. So good vibes, please, because we don't need any more.
No more cat problems.
No more cat problems. No more bladder problems. Mr. Paolo had that, and that was rough on him and rough on us. So y'all, thank you so much. Take care, and we will see you back here maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow, if not soon. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great one. Enjoy the rest of your day, however long that is. All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.